हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। आज जिस टॉपिक पे मैंने वीडियो बनाया है वो MHI 08 इग्नू का जो फर्स्ट चैप्टर है नेचर ह्यूमन इंटरफेस, उसके जो इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है एग्ज़ाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से उस पर मैंने ये वीडियो बनाया है। मैंने यहाँ पे दो क्वेश्चंस लिए हैं। पहला क्वेश्चन मैं आपको बताती हूँ जो मैंने लिया है, वो है डिस्क्राइब द फीचर ऑफ नेचर ह्यूमन इंटरफेस ड्यूरिंग पैलेलिथिक एंड मीसोलिथिक कल्चर। तो ह्यूमन नेचर इंटरफेस कैसा था पैलेलिथिक और मीसोलिथिक कल्चर के टाइम, वो मैंने यहाँ पे डिस्क्राइब किया है। आंसर इसका ऐसा है, द वर्क डन बाय मैन अलॉन्ग विद हिज फेलो मैन with the help of the tools made by him make him important in this world. He used pieces of stone and other natural objects found around as tools. These tools enable the ancestor of man to transform the objects according to his need and then to make different tools for different purposes. Like other animals, man has been dependent on hunting and gathering for his sustenance. He used the stone tools primarily for cutting plant, digging root crops, scraping wood, and obtaining honey. On the basis of the stone tools, the primitive age is broadly classified into two ages. The age of core tools, which were related to the Paleolithic age, the age of flake tools, which were of the Mesolithic age. The most important tool of Paleolithic age was hand axe, which was used for processing of meat and did reflect great physical dexterity. These stone tools were a definite evidence of the beginning of man's attempt to adapt to the nature by applying his mind and making use of locally available material for better functioning. Though the appropriation of natural condition was still confined to the most rudimentary stage, yet the act was very significant, for it heralded the process of modification of natural condition for better management of natural resources. The tools found in the age after the Paleolithic age were considerably different. These tools were sharp, small, light, and more efficient. This age is termed as Mesolithic age. The quality of artifacts produced during this period is suggestive of an improved technological competence. Man had greater control over the tool making industry. The tools now began to be made up of a variety of material. Bone, animal horn, bamboo, and wood were now used for making them. Later, these tools helped in clearing grassland and forest. Around this period, the early rock art specimen became available. On this basis, it can be said that man had by this time become acutely aware of the animal world. He began to seek refuge under rock shelters, mounds, and other natural sites. This can be considered a significant development in nature human interface. In spite of this development, man was even now at the mercy of his environment. He was still dependent on the gifts conferred by nature for the fulfillment of his need. तो ये तो मैंने यहाँ पे इसका पहला क्वेश्चन डिस्क्राइब किया है। अब जो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, जो हम अगर प्रीवियस 10 ईयर्स के क्वेश्चन में देखें जो पूछे गए हैं, उसमें से जो दूसरा क्वेश्चन है वो ये है, राइट अ नोट ऑन द चेंजिंग रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन नेचर एंड ह्यूमन बींग्स ओवर द पीरियड। तो इसका आंसर मैंने ऐसे लिखा है कि इन द इनिशियल फेज ऑफ ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन मैन एंड नेचर was been determined by nature. Before the advent of agriculture, the position of nature had been dominant in the determination of the relationship between man and nature. Man had been dependent at the mercy of nature, but the Paleolithic age brought a slight change in his condition. Now man was able to manage nature and make it convenient to himself. Then the advent of animal rearing and agriculture set man free from his dependence on nature. Later, agricultural surplus and industrialization brought complexities in the human nature interface. In the primitive age, man was dependent on the natural resources for his sustenance. Man had little power to change the form of nature and affect its resources. In that age, man was hunter and gatherer, but the introduction of stone tools in Paleolithic age remarkably changed his condition. Now he began to live in caves and hunted animals with these tools. Besides, these tools helped him in beginning the primitive type of agriculture, yet nature played dominant role in man's life and his style of living. However, the systematic agriculture in the post Paleolithic age brought a great change in the relationship between man and nature. Man began to manage nature according to his need. His knowledge of iron brought a revolutionary change in his life. He began to use iron tools in cutting trees and clearing forests and began his agricultural work in a better way. This gave way to the rise of many civilization and urban life. The society was moving from simple social structure to complex social structure gradually. In this way, man began to exploit and manage nature according to his needs and requirement. This became the cause of decline of many contemporary civilization like Indus Valley civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, because the reckless exploitation of nature created unfavorable environmental conditions. Man himself was responsible for its instability. Still, man nature interface had been almost friendly, but the industrial development and the technological revolution of the modern age made man selfish towards nature. Man began to exploit nature recklessly. Consequently, the society of the present age is facing ecological crisis. If this reckless exploitation of nature is not checked, the existence of whole animal world may be endangered. In this way, we find that the gradual development of man is alienating him gradually from nature. In the postmodern era, man had been behaving irrationally with nature, therefore, man needs to change his attitudes toward nature, else, he will have to bear its consequences. इसके अंडर जो टॉपिक मैंने एक और डिस्क्राइब किया है वो है नेचर ह्यूमन इंटरफेस चेंजिंग कंसर्न. To fulfill the necessities of the increasing population of the agricultural society, man began to exploit the natural resources systematically, which gave rise to the emergence and subsequent growth of the socio political economic hierarchy. All these classes began to exploit nature differently in their own individual interest. In this way, the consequences of the deteriorating relationship between man and nature was to be borne by the contemporary settlements and civilization. For example, there was an important role of ecological condition in the decline of the Indus Valley civilization. This fact makes it clear that the coordination between man and nature was breaking. Despite this, the relationship between man and nature persisted rather friendly. But the qualitative and epoch making shift in the nature human relationship began with the onset of the industrial age. Now, instead of laying stress on the importance of coexistence with nature, human efforts were directed towards the complete exploitation of the natural resources. The increasing demand of the energy sources in the modern industrial age lead to the search of the newer forms of energy like coal, petroleum products, etc. But the reckless use of the fossil of energy created a critical situation. The blind growth of industries of all kinds gave rise to problems of environmental pollution. As a result, today we are facing serious environmental threats like the greenhouse effect. Besides, the chemical revolution of the 1930s and 1940s developed an artificial material which was not biodegradable. Thus, the problem in the proper and cost effective decomposition of atomic fuel has been a proof of scientific and technical behavior. तो स्टूडेंट्स, ये मैंने यहाँ पे 2 क्वेश्चंस इस चैप्टर के डिस्क्राइब करके इस चैप्टर को यहाँ पे फिनिश कर दिया है। और अगर आपको मेरा ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो प्लीज़ मेरे चैनल को लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, बेल आइकन को दबाइए ताकि जब भी मैं कोई लेटेस्ट वीडियो डालूँ उसकी नोटिफिकेशन आप लोगों तक पहुंच जाए। और किसी बच्चे को अगर इस चैप्टर के नोट्स चाहिए हो, सॉल्व असाइनमेंट्स चाहिए हो या प्रीवियस ईयर सॉल्व क्वेश्चन पेपर चाहिए हो, चाहे हिंदी मीडियम में चाहिए हो चाहे इंग्लिश मीडियम में चाहिए हो, तो मुझे व्हाट्सएप नंबर पे मेरे जो डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में मैं दे दूँगी उस पर मैसेज कर सकते हैं। कॉल नहीं करनी है, सिर्फ मैसेज करना है। रात के 2 बजे वीडियो बना रही हूँ इसलिए थोड़ा सा लेज़ी भी फील कर रही हूँ, लेकिन चलिए कोई बात नहीं। आज के लिए बस इतना ही। नेक्स्ट वीडियो तक बाय।